laying it on thick. Yes, they are laying it on thick, and they're going to continue to lay it on much thicker than maybe they should.
Well, that was weird. Hey, everyone! After party back at my house, all right? Everyone's invited. Except them. Let's go!
You don't have to feel guilty for coming back here. Sobriety and the road to recovery is pretty overrated if you ask me. But then again, that's probably why you shouldn't ask me. I'm crazy. If I could have the memories of all the terrible PlayStation fanboy videos I've seen the last few years removed from my brain, I would.
Show's over, cheapskate!
But unfortunately, it looks like the damage is permanent. So I'll never forgive the PlayStation fanboys for what they've done to me, which is why I'm extremely happy that Microsoft has scared the shit out of all of them. I'm incapable of doing that. But fortunately, $1 trillion Microsoft has that covered for us, and I'll be providing the drugs.
What's in it? Oh, you know, the use, speed, weed, heroin, cocaine, mushrooms, clean, petrol, battery acid.
Hey, hey, let's go, kinkatsuru. Protect my balls. Boku ga warui, so let's fighting love.
After several months of hearing PlayStation fanboys call the acquisition of Activision a big old nothing burger, we finally got to hear what Sony thinks. Well, not hear what they think, more or less we heard them shitting their pants. In its questionnaire answers, Sony calls Call of Duty an essential game, a blockbuster, AAA type game that has no rival. According to a 2019 study, the importance of Call of Duty to entertainment in general is indescribable, the company said. The brand was the only video game IP to break into the top 10 of all entertainment brands among fans, joining powerhouses such as Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings. Call of Duty is so popular that it influences users' choice of console, and its community of loyal users is entrenched enough that even if a competitor had the budget to develop a similar product, it would not be able to rival it.
Please. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't fire you right here on the spot. I have excellent sales numbers! Not good enough! I'll do anything! Anything! Please, I'll do your laundry for a month, for a year! I have a laundry machine. I'm sorry, of anything I do.
You know, it really says something when the billion-dollar corporation has the balls to say what the fanboys are too scared to admit. Now, there's quite a few people out there who interpreted this as Sony is scared of Call of Duty and Xbox Game Pass, and I don't agree with that. What I think Sony's scared of is having to start competing. Their public statements here are simply to get the FTC looking at Microsoft so that this purchase doesn't go through. Sony wants to make themselves seem vulnerable so that Microsoft is unable to acquire Activision. That way Sony doesn't have to worry about making first-person shooters again. Hell, I'm worried about them having to make first-person shooters again. Do you want Haze? Do you remember Haze? Who remembers how great Haze was? Or what about the masterpiece known as MAG? Do you quickly see how forgettable most of Sony's first-person shooters are? There's an entire generation out there that doesn't even know about Resistance. For well over a decade, Sony has been relying on exclusivity deals with Call of Duty to help ship more console units. You know, as lovely as God of War and The Last of Us and Horizon are, they're not the type of games that ship units. Unfortunately, those games are only good enough for console wars. Having Call of Duty as your own intellectual property gives you a massive advantage. Sony realizes this, which makes me wonder what exactly the PlayStation fanboys were thinking when they said that $70 billion acquisition was a nothing burger.
There's this sad misconception where they think PlayStation users are salty. Salty over what exactly? I don't understand.
You know, the crazy part is nobody's putting words in Sony's mouth. This is them speaking on their own behalf. So I don't know why the PlayStation fanboys are throwing a fit over it. When Sony says $70 equals quality, they believe them. When Sony says they can't put their games on a day one subscription service because it would lower their quality, they believe them. But when Sony says COD is too hard to compete with, all of a sudden the ponies are up in arms. Nah, Sony, you don't know what you're talking about. I know your business better than you do. I sit in my car drinking Jamba Juice and scrolling through Twitter all day. I know what's up.
Naughty Dog, Insomniac, Santa Monica, Bungie, etc. could all make a shooter that embarrassed Call of Duty. Problem is they couldn't make it on a yearly basis unless they all cycled releases together like Treyarch and Infinity Ward do, which Sony would never allow.
They already posted it.
Well, they can fucking unpost it!
which Sony would never allow. Yeah, no, it's what Sony could never afford to do. Let me correct you. I mean, I shouldn't have to correct you because that's what Sony said themselves. They themselves said they could never make a shooter to compete with Call of Duty, okay? That was their exact words. And here you are running your mouth, knowing full well Sony has a history of a bunch of first-person shooters flopping. If they couldn't make something to compete with Call of Duty for over a decade, what makes you think they can make something to compete with it now? What's more is, why do you think Sony had marketing exclusivity deals with Call of Duty? Sony doesn't have history of ever dethroning a game like Call of Duty. Not once. If nobody else can do it, I'm pretty sure Sony can't do it. This is nothing more than cope. Poor Nicola here doesn't like to see his market leader so vulnerable. He can't live in a world where Sony admits defeat like this. Sony's whole point isn't that they could make something better than Call of Duty, it's that they can't make something as popular as Call of Duty. Maybe if this pony logged off of Twitter for 1 minute and got to go see what the casual gamer in the real world is like, he'd be quite surprised that there isn't a single Last of Us copy under their shelf.
Never buy COD again. If you buy COD from now on, you're supporting Xbox. Even if you buy this year, spending time in that game in the future benefits Xbox.
His assailants pour salt in those wounds. The screams can be heard in the distance. Suffice to say, it hurt.
Whatever happened to, I want to see Xbox compete? I just want competition. Xbox needs to step it up. Whatever happened to all those arguments? So you mean to tell me all along what these guys wanted was to see Xbox fail and Sony remain on top and all competition be wiped out? Well, sadly, it looks like that's not going to happen, because for every copy of COD sold on PlayStation, Xbox gets money. I don't know what to tell the fanboys. PlayStation existing makes Xbox money now, by default. It's a double-edged sword. You buy from PlayStation, you support Xbox. Microsoft figured out how to end the console wars. Would you look at that?
The idea that someone would spend $500 on an Xbox to spend $15 a month on Game Pass to save $70 on Call of Duty is beyond stupid. The Xbox are stupid. Facepalm.
No sticks of the Royal Order. I'll tell you what's stupid. What's stupid is paying thousands of dollars to fly and vacation in Hawaii, only to spend all the time on your phone on Twitter, console warring. That's what's stupid. What would have been smart, actually, is if you saved all that vacation money to go get your goddamn teeth fixed.
Dude,
But it doesn't even compare to the sheer stupidity of paying $70 for Call of Duty. The minute Call of Duty goes to Game Pass, I may start playing again because I don't want to pay full price for that shit. We'll see how long it takes before I uninstall it, but I see this as an absolute win for myself, and I don't even have to buy an Xbox. I really don't know how we got to this point where saving money on video games is seen as stupid. People won't be paying for Game Pass to save money on just one Call of Duty game. They're gonna be saving money on the entire franchise. And who knows, maybe Phil Spencer will show some mercy and not charge just the PlayStation users $70, but then again, they've been very vocal about how happy they are to pay $70, so I'm thinking maybe Phil Spencer should crank up the price to $100. If the ponies think it's a win for themselves, why not?
They could spend this money into creating new IP and games, but they prefer to balance competition by removing games from other platforms.
Oh, I love this salt. This one right here is my favorite type. Never salty towards PlayStation for removing games from other platforms, like Final Fantasy or Spider-Man, yet all the rage in the world when Microsoft decides to start doing the same thing. I didn't see a single PlayStation fanboy complaining when Sony bought Bungie, did you? Did you see them complain when Sony would pay for exclusivity deals with Call of Duty? No, you didn't! Because much like the corporation they worship, the ponies are scared of seeing Xbox actually have content. I mean, for Christ's sake, we're in the middle of a recession practically, and the priority these guys have is to ensure Sony stays on top.
Haven't even played COD in years, so okay.
And do you think that matters to Microsoft, let alone Sony? This one person not playing Call of Duty in years has totally affected the overall number of people playing it right now. Even at its worst, Call of Duty outsells the best games. And I hate saying that. COD is absolute trash. But just because we don't play it doesn't mean it isn't far more popular than every single game we love. It's a goddamn juggernaut. It's up there with intellectual properties like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. It's a bigger deal than every single console exclusive exclusive you can think of. What you're saying right here doesn't mean anything to Sony, who's sweating balls.
If Xbox needs Call of Duty to be competitive, then by all means do it. I don't give a damn. If I want to play it bad enough, I'll buy an Xbox. Problem solved.
C-A-P. Cap.
If Xbox needs Call of Duty, yeah, apparently Sony also needed Call of Duty to be competitive, so miss me with that shit. And also, who said anything about buying an Xbox? Phil Spencer said you'll still be able to play Call of Duty on PlayStation. Hell, you can still play Call of Duty on PC. He must be sweating. There's simply no way around it. Purchasing Call of Duty means Xbox gets money, so you may as well buy the most expensive version on PlayStation while you're at it.
Quite twisted how people are cheating on the biggest tech conglomerate, sucking up the gaming industry.
Almost as twisted as the shady tactics Sony uses to try and keep Microsoft out of the gaming industry to begin with. I do love how the internet has started taking notice of just how annoying PlayStation fanboys are and how much of Sony's bullshit they're no longer going to deal with. Sony has had shady deals with Call of Duty for years and nobody was complaining. It was seen as healthy competition, and anyone that was bitching about it had to deal with it. Now here we are, the roles are reversed, and all of a sudden we have to treat it differently. When Sony opens up the wallet, it's not a problem. When Microsoft opens up the wallet, we got a problem on our hands. And we should consider the ramifications of it. Well, what are the ramifications? Oh, well, Sony will have to, start competing, and that could put them at a disadvantage. Great. Where do I sign?
I had a right funny dream last night. I dreamt exponers spent years saying Metacritic don't matter, exclusives are anti-consumer, sales don't matter, and God is dead. Imagine if that really happened. Exponers would look so stupid.
Jesus Christ! We have the ponies now console warring in their sleep! In their goddamn sleep! They're dreaming of console wars! You can't make this shit up! Sony coming out and telling everybody how scared they are of Call of Duty has given this man nightmares in his own sleep. Look, all I'm going to say is the only ones who should be concerned about Call of Duty and have every right to be concerned about Call of Duty is Sony. You ponies, on the other hand, you have nothing to be worried about, and yet you're having nightmares over it? If you really want to convince the internet you guys aren't salty, don't be putting out tweets like this, cause a bully like me has absolutely no problem taking advantage of it. Is Sony doomed? Obviously not. Is Sony going to lose a large chunk of revenue? You bet your ass they will. Is that any of my concern or yours? No! I couldn't possibly ever imagine being butthurt that Sony would be losing some revenue. If I didn't care when Xbox was losing revenue or Nintendo, why should I care if Sony's losing it? Am I supposed to pity them? Were their statements supposed to make me concerned? Did Sony get to the top by playing nice? Obviously not. It's just business. You don't drop 70 billion just so your competition can reap the benefits. I'm just glad Sony came out and publicly stated that, cause it ended a lot of stupid PlayStation fanboy arguments. So now they're gonna have to come up with new ones, just like Sony's gonna have to come up with new games. And as for me, I need to come up with a new drug. I think some of you are starting to develop a tolerance, and that's a problem. Salt's not supposed to have a tolerance level. So let me get back to work. I'll let you get back to fapping to your Fuda, and you should like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose to, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
Fritango sucks ass.